Greetings, I'm Maleficious, and today I've got a bonus video for you. Yeah, lately I've been dabbling in Eternal. I had a friend recommend it to me a while ago, so I finally got around to checking out this past week. It's interesting, kind of feels like Magic the Gathering, but it's a little different. Anyways, between everything I've been doing, I've managed to accumulate 20 booster packs, and I figured I'd open them up in a video, try and show off what I'm getting, although I honestly have no idea what's good and what isn't, so it'll be a mystery. I think the Empty Throne is the base set, or the first set for the game. This game, it's only really been out for wow, that's a lot of cards. Yeah, this game's only really been out for about 3 years now. So, let's see. Scaly Goron. Okay, so, yeah, this game, it's got 5 factions. They're represented by 5 different colors, kind of like Magic the Gathering. You've got Fire, Primal, Shadow, Time, and Order, I think, is green. That sounds about right. Anyway, it looks like booster packs have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cards. Yeah. And so, let's see. Well, it looks like there's 8 common cards and 3 uncommon cards, and then 1 rare. Okay, Righteous Fury, giving you a double damage and life steal. Look, does sound kind of good. And yeah, some of this other stuff looks like it could be useful. I have to figure out exactly what's good and what's not. I've just been playing around with some of the pre-built decks. Okay, once again, another, nothing really special, looks like. Sanctuary Priest, Elysian Banner, Pyre Adept, Dusthoof Brawler, Serpent Trainer, Yeti Snowslinger, Blood Beetle, Ceremonial Mask, Jotun Hurler, Awakened Student, Assembly Line, and Vodakhan Staff. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, let's see. Rampage. Oh, I suppose I ought to explain some of this. Some of these keywords. Let's see. Overwhelm is kind of like Trample in Magic the Gathering. If the attacking unit has more attack than the blocker's defense, then the remaining attack is transferred over to the enemy player's life. Well, Water of Life, Echo. So you get an additional when you draw a card with Echo, you get a second copy of it. It's kind of like Twin Spell in Hearthstone, although not really. Summon does something when it's played, so it's Battle Cry from Hearthstone. Lifesteal is, yeah, Lifesteal from Hearthstone, or Life Link, I think, from Magic the Gathering. Wherever the unit deals damage, you gain that much health. And Reckless, this must attack. I don't think there's really a keyword for that in Magic the Gathering, although it's been quite a few years since I last played, so there may be a keyword for it now. Flying can only be blocked by other units with flying. That's kind of directly taken from Magic. Double damage, the unit deals double damage. Okay. Entomb is the equivalent of Hearthstone's Death Rattle. Its effect is activated when it's killed. Let's see. Oh, that looks neat. Champion of Progress. Okay, so yeah, another thing I should have explained. The cards And yet the cost is in the upper left, so you have to have that much power to play them. But cards also have influence, which are the icons next to the cost. So you get influence, you get power by playing sigils, and each sigil gives you one influence with that specific faction. Although there are items like that Elysian Banner which give one power but give two different influence. So yeah, anyways, this is neat. It's a 6/6, but if you have 6 times influence, it gets an additional 6/6. And if you have 6 order influence, it's 6/6. Okay, well, I might have to work around that because I have been messing around with time and justice decks. I think it's called Combe in this game. Okay, here, okay. Okay, so ultimate can only be used once. And it's usually an effect that you have to use a lot of power to do. Endurance, raise on each player's turn and can't be stunned or exhausted by enemy spells and effects. I think that's kind of like Vigilance from Magic the Gathering, although I may be wrong about that. Yeah. Okay, and then Ambush. So this card can be played to block an enemy attack or at the end of the enemy's turn. So it's kind of like Flash from Magic the Gathering, in that you can play it during the enemy's turn. Okay, and rare card. That doesn't seem too bad. Okay, here's another keyword, stun. So when you stun you exhaust a unit and it doesn't ready on its owner's next turn. Exhausted units can't attack or block, so it's kind of like tapping an enemy in Magic the Gathering, but not really. Silence is like silence in Hearthstone. You remove all the text from a card and all of its attachments. Quick Draw. It's sort of like First Strike in Magic the Gathering, except Quick Draw only works when the character is attacking. So if you attack and you have Quick Draw, then you'll do your damage to the defender, which could kill it first. So, and you won't take. And if that happens, you don't. Yeah. When this kills a blocking unit, the blocker doesn't deal damage back. Okay. Oh yeah. Right, and relic weapons are weapons that your character equips, or you equip to yourself, rather. I think. Could be wrong about that. Okay, and yeah, charge is haste in Magic the Gathering and charge in Hearthstone, so it can attack the turn it's played. Okay, well, that looks okay. Still have no idea what's great and not. Oh yeah, and it also looks like I'm getting Shiftstone, which is this game's equivalent of Dust in Hearthstone. Warcry. So whenever a unit with Warcry attacks, the top unit or weapon of your deck gets +1 attack and +1 health or durability. Killer is interesting. Once you can exhaust a unit with Killer once, and then it will attack. You can use it to attack an enemy unit. So I don't know if there's exactly. I don't think there's an exact analog to that in either Hearthstone or I mean in Hearthstone or in Magic the Gathering. I mean, with Hearthstone you can just direct attacks towards targets, and in Magic the Gathering there's some cards that say tap to, or is it? It's fight, isn't it? In Magic the Gathering, you can make one unit fight another. Well, sometimes there's fight is a special word, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's also not exactly like Magic the Gathering. For instance, I think Fire's kind of like red, Order is kind of like white, Time is kind of like blue, Primal is kind of like green, and Shadow's kind of like black, except it's not a perfect analogy because, for instance, you've got Sapphire Dragon in blue, or in Primal, which has flying, and green doesn't really have a lot of flying, I think. It might not have any flying from what I remember. Of course, that could have changed since I played, but... Okay, so this is my last pack of the Empty Throne set. And... yeah, nothing really spectacular, I think. Oh, right, Empower's another keyword. So this effect triggers when you play a power card, which is your sigils and your banner item things. So in this case, the Combrei Magister becomes invulnerable to damage for the one turn. Okay, well that was interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna try this Omens of the Past pack. I can't remember where I got this from. Okay. Mentor. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's an exact analog for this. When a card with Mentor is played, you may exhaust one of your units as a student to get an extra effect. Okay, maybe it's like kind of like pair bonding in Magic the Gathering, where when you play, some cards, when you play one of them, you can declare another minion as a pair bond, and then both of the pair bonds get an effect. Although it's not exactly right, I think. Warp. You can play this card off the top of your deck, and I don't think there's really an analog to this for Magic the Gathering, or well, there are some cards in Magic the Gathering that say you play, like, there's maybe one that says you play with the top card of your deck revealed and you can cast it. I don't remember what card I'm thinking of, but that's kind of neat. It's kind of a neat thing in here. Okay, alright. Oh, wow. Champion of Order. 5 Order. At the start of your turn, double Champion of Order's attack and health. And 5 Primal. At the start of your turn, play a copy of Champion of Order. That's neat. What was I thinking? I just forgot what I was going to say. I don't know, probably some comparison. Right, like, it's kind of like Magic, it's a lot more like Magic the Gathering than Hearthstone because damage doesn't carry over from turn to turn. So, you know, if I block one of my enemy's attacks with my Adaptive Predator and it doesn't do the full 8 damage, if they don't do full 8 damage to Adaptive Predator in one turn, then at the start of my turn, the Adaptive Predator heals back up to 8. So, yeah, I kind of like that over Hearthstone. Well, at times, but I don't know. Anyway, let's open some packs from the Dusk Road. Okay. Sentinel Allied. Does something the first time you have a unit of the name type. Okay. I don't know if there's exactly an analog for ally in Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering. Although, well, tribalism maybe in Magic the Gathering, maybe. And there's a few cards in Hearthstone that get benefits when you have another type of card, like another type of ally or unit. Nightfall. So the first time a Nightfall card is played in a turn, it makes it night and it extends the turn by a turn for each player. And when you start a turn at night, you draw an additional card and take 1 damage. Okay. Now that's kind of interesting, I think. I'm not sure, to be honest. Let's see, ultimate. Oh, Scout. Scout lets you look at the top card of your deck and you may put it on the bottom. So I think that's kind of like Scry in Magic the Gathering. Oh, Bond is another thing. When played, you may exhaust another unit of the same type to reduce this card's cost by the exhausted unit's attack. I don't know, there's not an exact analog to that in Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone, although I think Hearthstone has Convocation, which is similar in that you can exhaust units that you control to reduce the casting cost of a unit you're playing, although that's only for a really specific faction. Okay, well that looks alright. So one more pack of this. Okay, well... Oh, okay, Aegis is, yeah, it protects... Aegis provides protection from one enemy spell or effect once, but not from battle damage. I don't think there's an exact analog for this in Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering. Closest I could think of is Hexproof in, well, I'd say Hexproof in Magic the Gathering, although there's something that's, I don't remember. Like, something that prevents the unit from being targeted by your opponent's spells or abilities. Okay, yeah, here's another power card. Amber Waystone. Gain 1 time, then if you have 4 time influence, you gain 2 health. Okay, here's a relic. So, when you play a relic, it stays in play. So, yeah, when you play it, summons... Yeah, so when you play it, you scout, and then while it's in play, you can pay 6 power and sacrifice Family Charge to draw 2 cards. Okay, that's kind of neat. Oh, were they... I was playing a game against someone today. Their deck was a very negative play experience where they were just trying to draw tons of cards so they could build up a lot of power and then use really powerful units. So okay, now let's see what the rare is. Oh, okay, this is a new one. It's a new keyword, Fate. So the Fate effect happens when you draw this card. So the Explorer or Dinosaur in your hand with the least health gets +1/+1. That's kind of neat. I'll have to maybe look into that. Okay, the Fall of Argenport. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, Tribute. Does something when played if a unit went to your Void this turn. So your Void is essentially your discard pile, so... yeah, so it gains Overwhelm if you play on a turn one of your units dies. Huh. Inspire. Does something to units you draw. Okay, so if you have this in play and then you draw a unit... Yeah, units you draw get flying. That's neat. Let's see. Inspire. Units you draw get Berserk. Oh, Berserk's a new keyword. When this attacks, you may give it Reckless to attack a second time this turn. Can only be used once. Okay, huh. I forget what Reckless does. I think I may have seen it. Is that... I think that's where it has to attack each turn, if possible. Oh, here's a new keyword, Depleted. Isn't usable the turn it's played. So sacrificing unit to play a sigil of your choice from your deck depleted. So, yeah, it's sort of like... Depleted is sort of like coming into play tapped. Alright, well, let's see. Yeah, another warp spell, huh? Okay. Oh yeah, fast spells are sort of like instance in Magic the Gathering. That they can be played at almost any time and even on your enemy's turn. So, that's interesting. Okay, so then 1 pack of Defiance. Okay, oh, yeah, Pledge is another new keyword. So on your very first turn, a card with Pledge can be played as a sigil. So if you don't get a lot of sigils, you can use a card with Pledge, which kind of makes them better to keep in your opening hand, I guess. Amplify. When you play this, you may pay the Amplify cost any number of times to gain the effect. So it's sort of like Kicker in Magic the Gathering. Oh wow, this is a 3-faction card. I didn't know that there were 3-faction cards in this game. I mean, I knew there were 2-faction cards, but that's interesting. Renown. So the Renown effect occurs the first time you play a spell or weapon on a unit. So in this case, it plays a 3/2 Argenport Soldier. Yeah, I think I talked about Empower. Its effect activates when you play a power card. And also, Deadly. Kills any unit it damages. So I think the equivalent of Magic the Gathering is Death Touch, and the Hearthstone equivalent is Poisonous. So that's kind of neat. Let's see. Okay, here, yeah, Reckless. This unit must attack if it can. So I was right about that. Okay, let's see what the rare is. Ojin Crownbreaker. Oh wow, I think I came across him in a game. Yeah, Empower +2/+2 and Lifesteal this turn. Renown, play a Justice Sigil from your deck depleted. Okay. And I've got 8 packs of Dark Frontier, which I think is the most recent expansion to Eternal. So maybe I'll get something good. Let's see. Huh. Wait, oh. Okay, yeah, that's neat. Okay, and here's another new keyword, Shift. So when you have a card with Shift, you can play it by paying its cost, or you can play its Shift cost, and then it will be shifted for 3 turns. And while it is shifted, it can't attack, block, or be selected as a target. But then after 3 turns, it will emerge, and it will no longer be shifted, and it will gain unblockable for that 1 turn. So unblockable is another keyword, which, of course, means it can't be blocked. I think there's a shift effect in Magic the Gathering. I think it's called Delay, or I forget. I'm sorry. I just don't remember everything about Magic the Gathering off the top of my head. Okay, and then yeah, that looks alright. Wait, Black Market? Okay, that's a new keyword. A Black Market is a market that can't contain any of the same cards as your starting deck. Okay. Oh, and Market. Merchants allow you to store up to 5 cards in your market when you build a deck. When cards are retrieved from market, they are drawn. Okay, that's interesting. So it sort of acts like a sideboard, although you have access to it during the game. That's neat. I mean, there are some cards in Magic the Gathering that allow you to access cards from outside of the game, but they're mostly not allowed anymore. Okay, that's kind of cool. Okay. Not really seeing anything new here, but... Okay, well that's, pretty neat. Oh, okay, here's another new keyword, twist. So, when you twist a unit, you give it +1 attack and -1 health. So in this case, Blood Nurse, you can pay 2 and give her +1 attack, -1 health, which essentially kills her unless you've given her a buff of some sort. And then you'll play a 1/1 Vampire Bat with Flying and Lifesteal, which you can see in the at the bottom there. That's kind of neat. I'm not sure if these are great cards because I've got no real idea what's good and what's not yet, but I'll have to mess around. Okay. When you play a spell, Pearl Abbey Smuggler gets +1/+1. Summon. You may choose a card from your hand to swap with a Time or Justice card or Order card from your black market. No, wait, maybe it is just. I forgot. I mean, I just saw it, didn't I? Oh well. Okay. Wait, inferiority complex? Okay, let's see. Yeah, inferiority complex, the cursed unit is reckless. Okay. That's interesting. Huh. Oh yeah, here's this is interesting. Deal 2 damage to an enemy, Tantrum. Deal 2 damage to an enemy, Tantrum has double damage and Overwhelm if you have a shifted unit. That's kind of neat. I've seen a few cards that have a bonus effect if you have a unit that's shifted, but not a whole lot. When Kimi attacks, play shifted 1/1 Explorer, then your shifted units get +1/+1. Okay, that's neat. Okay, so Blurry Chaser, Murderous Flock, Outdraw, Unchecked Aggression, Streets of Flame, Horde Duelist, Phase Out, Dinomancy Enthusiast, Felon Insignia, Bandit's Flail. Oh, actually, no. Maybe Relic Weapons don't go on your hero, because, yeah, this looks like +3 attack and +2. Well, no, maybe they do go on your hero, because I think if it were a regular weapon, yeah. If it were a regular weapon, then the circle would be red, wouldn't it? Okay. Huh. Okay, that's kind of neat. Okay, Orc Out, Fend Off, Direwood Lurker, Char, Mining Team, Brent Scrying, Daring Maneuver, Darkweave Enchantress. Okay, you can pay 5 and twist her to play -1/-1 disfigure on an enemy unit. Okay, that's interesting. Warning Jolt, Submerged Titan, Reread. Okay, here's another new keyword, Voidbound. A card with Voidbound can't leave the Void, so I don't know if there is an equivalent to this in Magic the Gathering where you can have cards that can't leave the graveyard. I don't know. Oh, that's kind of cool. Hostile Takeover, steal an enemy that has 4 attack or less. May have to try that out. Okay, Vicious Rumors, Snowmass Jotun, Steadfast Paladin, Direwood Lurker, Svetya's Faithful, Fragility, High Alert. Headhunter. Pay 2 and twist to play a wanted potion on enemy. When the cursed unit dies, draw 2 cards. That's kind of neat. Potion of Alacrity. Murderous Flock. Sensari Dervish. And Even-Handed Golem. Voidbound. Summon if you have no odd cost cards in your deck. Draw 2 cards. Okay. That's kind of like, what was it? The even cards in Hearthstone before they got cycled out. Well, they didn't get cycled out. They all got moved to the Hall of Fame. So basically, they got cycled out. Alright, last attack. Okay. Does that work? Lookout. Svetio's Faithful. Horn of Plenty. Amber Coin. Oh, this one looks like it's slightly animated. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, because I think this one's animated. This might be a premium card. Oh well. Roosting Warhawk, Blink, Elder Meditant, Coverfire Marksman, Cabal Reaper, Blurry Chaser, Unseen Ghostblade. Play an Emerald Incarnation with attack and health equal to the number of spells in your void. That's intriguing. And Gold Mine. Okay. Well, that was interesting. I didn't get any legendary cards in any of these packs, but I'll have to sort through them and see if I come up with any ideas. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed watching this video, make sure to leave a like on the video, maybe leave a comment down below. And if you want to see more of Eternal in the future, well, maybe leave a comment below. But definitely, if you want to see more from this channel, make sure to click that subscribe button. So that's all for now. I'll see you next time.